Let me start by telling you a story. Then I will move on to my presentation. The story is about Premlata. This is before 2016. Uh, when she was small, her father, who was a very poor farmer in Odisha, he didn't have the money to take care of her when she was struck by polio. He could not treat her. And this is the reason why she was stuck to a wheelchair from a very early age. And later on, she realized that Jindal Steel, one of the corporations, big corporations in stainless steel production, in the neighboring villages was giving some courses on tailoring. So she realized that this is an opportunity as she was growing up. With her wheelchair, she would travel a long distance to attend that class, which was a 6 weeks class, I think. And she came back when she was well versed with tailoring. She came back and she started her own small shop, which then turned into a bigger shop, and then she started making a franchise out of that tailoring business. She started hiring people, and this is all because of a small fund called CSR Fund, Corporate Social Responsibility Fund. I wish Professor Anand was there for a longer time. I would have convinced him to take the money. There is a reason behind that, because it is not something which corporations can, bend your arm with. It is something which is given by the government as per the 2013 Act, the Corporate Social Responsibility Act. Having said this, let me start with my presentation, and I will give you a better idea of what I'm going to talk to you about. Uh, this is a small, you can say, online web magazine we have started called CrowdTech, the Good Work Network. Basically, you see right now in the media and everywhere, even where you go and sit, you talk, even have this tendency to go and dwell in the negative. And if you, as per Confucius, he who searches for evil must first look at his own reflection. And I'm not blaming anybody here. It is a natural tendency that this stands out first. We are Indians, we like spice a lot. So we have this tendency to go into this. But this is my team, which is working in India and Qatar. So what I'm trying to say is that, if you take India, for example, it is a very religious country. And in every religion, it is mentioned that the importance of taking care of your neighbor. In Islam, it is mentioned that he is not a believer whose stomach is filled with the neighbor, while the neighbor is, goes to his sleep hungry. Same is in the Hindu. You should love your neighbor like you love yourself, and same is in the Christianity that love your neighbor like you love yourself. But the modern tendency that you could look for profit, you end up becoming something of a mutated business model. So we had this urge to change that concept, and we decided, let's start. Instead of thinking about it that one fine day the whole world will change and we will have we'll sing Kumbaya together, let's make small steps. And this is what we did. And we started with the idea of an individual, a small student, a child. What should he be thinking about? What should he be taught? Should he be taught about only the educational part, or also the morality of it? Like, you should take care of your neighbors, you should take care of your society, your community. Should the business owner should also be aware of this? What is already done on this? Is somebody working on this aspect, that how an entrepreneur can be socially responsible, and how the business strategies can be aligned with social responsibility, so that you just don't make profit, you also end up supporting your community as well. But to our surprise, this was already there, and this was the 2013 Act which I was talking to you about. So what we realized in CrowdTech was that first step is to first of all recognize that there is something already going on. There were several NGOs, several corporations who were already giving funds, were supporting the communities, who were working on many things. So here we didn't have to reinvent the wheel. What we decided to do was we will recognize their effort. We will stop the chatter about conspiracies and negative feelings, and we will start publicizing people who are already doing something good. And if you go to our website, you will see there are plethora of actors who have done remarkable stuff in their community, secular based, and they are doing some amazing stuff. And government has played a big part in it because of the Corporate Social Responsibility Act. And if you do not acknowledge the problem as an individual in your community, you cannot blame the government, because government is not going to come and see everything in your house, in your community. You are supposed to make a noise. But some of us, including me, we moved out, we left the country thinking that the problem will be solved, and it has backfired amazingly, So me myself, who is based in Qatar, basically in the Middle East, I realized studying from here that there were amazing stuff being done in Qatar, in India itself. And there are people who are already addressing the problem. So all I needed to do was talk about them. And that's what we did. Now, we decided to go a second phase also. And we learned from a lot of bigger brands like LinkedIn, Cisco, Microsoft, Starbucks. They're doing amazing stuff in their communities, and you can just read about them on Google. They're doing amazing stuff. So let me tell you something about CSR. On April 1, 2014, India became the first country in the world to legally mandate corporate social responsibility. And this is as per Section 135 Companies Act, which makes mandatory for companies of a certain turnover and profitability to spend 2% of their average net profit for the past 3 years on CSR. It looks like a very small amount, but I will really surprise you what it is leading up to. And these companies, by the way, they are 500 crore or more. That is rupees 1,000 crore or more net profit, rupees 5 crore or more during any financial year. Now, CrowdTech is our magazine is basically talking about these projects, these CSR work which are already done. We are also, encouraging people to come to us with the stories, and these amounts are spent in environment, community, education, healthcare, all the industry, even women up, gender equality, women upliftment, minorities development, and we talk about it. We call it the Good Work Network. So our next phase, which we are working on right now, which we are developing a company actually, what we are trying to do is we are trying to give the certifications required. What has happened is these kind of works are being done right now, but people don't know how to go about it. So there are certain audits involved, there are certain certifications involved. If you do not have those certifications, the NGOs cannot do those work. Now let me give you a small picture. Imagine I am staying in a city called XYZ in Mumbai. Mumbai is a city. Any kind of location in Mumbai, let's say. And I see a problem of sanitation. What do I do? Do I just look over it or just move to another location? Do I leave the country and come to Qatar? See, there are tools or there are templates already placed in our country to solve these kind of problems. Only the thing is that you need to get into right people to make a solution for it. For example, sanitation. For sanitation, there are companies who already have businesses which are working on city cleansing projects and hygiene projects. You just need to develop a feasibility study, some kind of business plan or strategy which is sustainable. Go to a nearby NGO which is already having some kind of certification. This NGO will be given a budget by you on how you can solve the problems of the city, and that budget they will show it to their associated corporation. There are many corporations who are regularly giving these funds out. It is not something because they are giving it to get a leverage in the society. Don't get that opinion. They're doing this because they get a 50% tax rebate on this. So it is a benefit for them. They are not doing a favor to you. So you have the right to demand them, that you have the right certification, you have right documents, you need to provide us the funds for this. Once you get a fund for a project like this, you get to hire people, you recruit more people in your locality. People don't go around looking for jobs anymore. They are getting a job in their own locality. They are getting awareness in their own locality, and you get a cleaner locality. You get a hygienic, sanitized locality. So there's a small step which takes out, you just have to be sensitive enough to realize what is happening in the environment, and you actually end up solving many problems which we are talking about every day in and out. So when it comes to education, when it comes to sanitation, when it comes to women upliftment, and this is what Crowdtech is we are doing it right now. We are taking the appropriate licenses to bridge this gap and see to it that every community in India will be benefited by this kind of project. We actually have journalists working for us. We are taking a RNI license as well. So we have around 4 or 5 journalists working for us who are constantly taking stories from corporations and NGOs who are coming on same platform talking about different kind of work they have done to improve their localities. You have a lot of examples on our website as well. There are many examples of CSR activities going on. And this is not a charity, don't get it wrong. This is something which they are supposed to give to get a benefit out of it from the government. So this template is already there, given by the government. We cannot blame the government. We are fighting for things which are irrelevant. We have bigger problems in our communities. We have drug rehabilitation problems. We have hygiene problem. We have sanitation issues. We have transportation problem. We have road problems. We can solve these problems by the templates which the government has already given to us. And we are just ignoring that, and we are discussing things which are not relevant for the benefit of our country. If you just get an idea, I'm sorry for some of my European friends, you'll have to use XC or some exchange format, because I should have kept it in dollars, but I've kept it in Indian currency. This is the total number of companies which have, if you see the 2018 to 2019 statistics, 24,000 companies have already donated CSR. And in the time between 2018 to 2019, 18,653 crores have been utilized for CSR. And total number of CSR projects is around 30,619. So development sectors entered by companies is 29. So they are addressing a major part. These funds have not gone from America, London, Bahrain, Qatar, Dubai. No, this is which we generated within India itself. And there are, you'll be surprised that we also have a factor called unspent CSR funds, which I'll give you at the end. These are the industries which have already donated in the time between 2018 to 2019. They have already donated these amounts for CSR, for their communities, for their localities. And we need to accept that we won't always make the right decision. See, we have problems in India, but this is, at the end of the day, after a lot of speculation, after a lot of studies and a lot of understanding of the environment, political situation, it is at the end of the day trial and error. But like one of our speakers said, fail is like first attempt, so this is all first attempt. We need to keep improving ourselves, and we have the right templates to get those solutions done. So if you see the KPMG report on CSR, 41 companies. This report came in February 2020. If you want, I can send you the PDF file for this. Around 41 companies have aligned CSR projects to SDGs in their annual report. And 35,077 crores, the cumulative expenditure by N100 companies over the last 5 years. So this is an amount which is going on increasing. In the beginning, we did have a problem with the black money issue, that people were using these avenues for black money, but that has also reduced drastically. It used to be 40-50%, now it has gone to 18%. So people are actually giving these funds to their communities, and there's a 150% increase in the number of companies that have committed to carry forward 2% of their unspent amount. It is very close to me also, because of the reason we have a system in Islam called the zakat system, where we give annually 2.5% to our community, to the poor in our community. And the government has done it for for the whole of India. It is so beautiful, and it is it is something which we should be taking an advantage of. Rather, we are ignoring this because there is audit involved, there is paperwork involved, and we are going for options which are not sustainable. Every community has an orphanage or a school which can be built to a better school, which can be built to a better hostel, or better projects which can help the communities in your area. And you just have to do a proper research, proper paperwork, and you can do this. You can help your community. If I would have to recommend each one of you, I would say, those who are Indians, of course, you go to your community, see what is the problem, and make a report on it, and combine with an NGO and get the funds for it, and give jobs to your locality. If not, you write to us, we will help you. Even the governance structure, there was an oversight, in the sense there was not one single governance sector which was looking after CSR, which has been taken care of in the past 2-3 weeks also. There will be a body in the government which will be looking after this, so that the funds are appropriately dispersed to the right people. It was in 2018 to 2019, there was a 94% structure, but now it is complete. There will be a body which will be looking after this. Even during the pandemic, it was the CSR funds which came to rescue, and because the government sanctioned this, that yes, CSR funds can be used to help COVID patients as well. And if you see across, there are the advantages which has come because of CSR is amazing. In the case of education, in case of sanitation, reducing inequality, environment, arts and culture, funds have been utilized in this out of nowhere. This is from India itself. We don't need help from outside. In fact, I would recommend a different kind of Ghar Wapsi, where all the Indians can go back home and help their communities because of the available funds over there. Yes, Cambridge and all these colleges are good, but we need to learn from them to replicate them in our own country. And I remember we had somebody mentioned Aligarh University. I think Dr. Ananta mentioned them, and it is a very powerful community. Intentions. Right now, we don't need funds; we need the right intentions. And people like Professor Anand, people who are sitting with me today, they have the right intentions. During the migrant workers crisis, if we had developed some kind of structure or a template which was working with CSR funds, we could have helped the migrant workers as well. The thing is, we were so obsessed in looking for solutions elsewhere, we stopped looking where we were supposed to look. It was there in our backyard. We just didn't want to read, I guess, or we were not aware. This is state-wise expenditure on CSR. This is for the year 2018 to 2019. As you can see, there is a lot of action. People are using these funds, and yet there are communities in India who are completely oblivious to this. They have no idea, in India and abroad. If as an expat, as a person who is an Indian working abroad, if you really want to help Indians, help them develop bridges. with these kind of facilities which are already available in India, so that people get awareness. And because our country is so beautiful and so vast, sometimes the information gets lost in translation. We discuss about things which are not necessary and forget to discuss about things which are. So this is a good advantage, that since you are aware of this, you can talk to your people back home. You can develop your own templates on which CSR structure, CSR funds can be utilized in your community. Or if nothing else works, if you don't have the time, you're busy, you can always contact us. You can send an email to us. We will help you with that. Corporate social responsibility spends by companies have touched rupees 50,000 crore in the 4 financial fiscals to 2018. But the unspent amount is higher at rupees 60,000 crore during the same period, underlining the need to improve the framework stage. This is the business, the Hindu business line. This amount is still there. Nobody has used it. And we are talking about getting funds from here and supporting from there. But what about this? This is there. We can actually support our community with the funds which are available. All we need to do is be due diligent and be audit safe. Audit companies are constantly helping our people. But we need people who are learned and who are well versed with technology and connections to participate in these kind of bridges. It is a very simple understanding that businesses cannot succeed if the society around them fails. And no matter how tall a building you make it, if it is in a slum, it looks funny. This is my associate director who works with me in CrowdTech. So this is what she used to say. With this, I would like to end my small presentation.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Wasim. Yeah, no, really. And I would like to draw attention, like Mr. Wasim supported this initiative, UK Asia Summit last time. So this is the result you can see. So gradually more people are coming and we are getting it rolling. Yeah. So can we take next speaker, I guess? Michael has arrived. Short.
Questions?
Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah. First, can we take some questions, please? Yeah.
I think first and foremost, we must thank you for giving us all the answers that were missing earlier.
Most welcome.
Thank you. That was very informative. I wondered whether if we take one, in my own area, I would say infant mortality, maternal death. These are big things for India to resolve. A lot of it can be sorted out by not pharmaceutical therapeutics like my company is doing, but by simple things that increasing antenatal care, improving. So those are very basic things. What's being done about that, and why can't this kind of resource be used internally?
Let me rephrase that question for you. What do you think can be done about that, and how much help do you need from the government? You tell me that, and I will build it around that. You see, the solution is with you. You know what can be done for this.
I'm sitting in England.
Yeah, you assign somebody, tell them to do the research, tell them to develop a whole business plan on how, or just not even a business plan, or an organization, how they can help the community on this issue. And ask them to find out what are the funds required, what are the technical knowledge they require, and just build a feasibility report on that. And then you go to your nearby NGO, or forget that, you send us an email with this report. We will take it from there.